Mahmud said that he had heard Itban bin Malik, who was present with Allah's apostle, peace be upon him, in the battle of Badr, saying, I used to lead my people at Bani Salim in the prayer, and there was a valley between me and those people. Whenever it rained, it used to be difficult for me to cross it to go to their mosque. So I went to Allah's apostle, peace be upon him, and said, I have weak eyesight, and the valley between me and my people flows during the rainy season, and it becomes difficult for me to cross it. I wish you would come to my house and pray at a place, so that I could take that place as a praying place. Allah's apostle said, I will do so. So Allah's apostle, peace be upon him, and Abu Bakr came to my house in the next morning after the sun had risen high. Allah's apostle, peace be upon him, asked my permission to let him in, and I admitted him. He did not sit before saying, Where do you want us to offer the prayer in your house? I pointed to the place where I wanted him to pray. So Allah's apostle, peace be upon him, stood up for the prayer and started the prayer with takbir, and we aligned in rows behind him. And he offered 2 rak'at and finished them with taslim, and we also performed taslim with him. I detained him for a meal called kazir, which I had prepared for him. Kazir is a special type of dish prepared from barley flour and meat soup. When the neighbors got the news that Allah's apostle, peace be upon him, was in my house, they poured it till there were a great number of men in the house. One of them said, What is wrong with Malik? For I do not see him. One of them replied, He is a hypocrite and does not love Allah and his apostle, peace be upon him. On that Allah's apostle, peace be upon him, said, Don't say this. Haven't you seen that he said, None has the right to be worshipped but Allah for Allah's sake only? The man replied, Allah and his apostle, peace be upon him, know better. But by Allah, we never saw him but helping and talking with the hypocrites. Allah's apostle, peace be upon him, replied, No doubt whoever says, None has the right to be worshipped but Allah, and by that he wants the pleasures of Allah, then Allah will save him from hell. Mahmud added, I told the above narration to some people, one of whom was Abu Ayyub, the companion of Allah's apostle in the battle in which he, Abu Ayyub, died, and Yazid bin Muawiyah was their leader in Roman territory. Abu Ayyub denounced the narration and said, I doubt that Allah's apostle, peace be upon him, ever said what you have said. I felt that too much, and I vowed to Allah that if I remain alive in that holy battle, I would go to Medina and ask Itban bin Malik if he was still living in the mosque of his people. So when he returned, I assumed Ihram for Hajj or Umrah, and then I proceeded on till I reached Medina. I went to Bani Salim, and Itban bin Malik, who was by then an old blind man, was leading his people in the prayer. When he finished the prayer, I greeted him and introduced myself to him, and then asked him about that narration. He told that narration again in the same manner as he had narrated it the first time. Narrated Ibn Umar, Allah's apostle, peace be upon him, said, Offer some of your prayers in your houses, and do not make them graves.